Another box office flop, another feminist gender politics victim, The Marvels has officially flopped. By now it's clear that Disney and Marvel Studios has been trying their best to change their core fan base by bringing in more female characters. In the name of empowering women, aka baiting women and teenage girls into watching their newest product, smart Disney executives, they've been using culture war and gender politics, making it personal for women and girls by suggesting Disney's latest female-centric products are failing due to sexism in the post-patriarchal world. Oh, those evil men aren't watching strong female character movies, it's the men who are responsible for the latest Disney product doing poorly financially. Women are victims of men's sexism even in Hollywood. Oh, these rich millionaire actors and actresses are victims of everyday hard-working men. That's the spin Disney would try to pull, since it's most certain that The Marvels is destined to not make all its budget back for Disney and Marvel Studios. Real women need to support our latest product to defeat sexism and misogyny. That's what Disney marketing geniuses would push in the coming week on all major newspapers. The lead actors Brie Larson and the others would certainly jump on that bandwagon to save face. But the question still remains, why did The Marvels flop? Is it men? Is it women? Who's responsible for The Marvels failing? Well, it's quite simple, Disney.
What?
Yes, the behemoth Hollywood MNC is responsible for this strong female character movie bombing in the theaters. Firstly, audiences are tired of superhero movies. You may have heard other YouTubers mentioning it as superhero fatigue. Normal audiences are done with these larger-than-life CGI nonsense crammed into a 3-hour runtime: The Flash, Shazam 2, Black Adam, Ant-Man 3, Quantumania, Black Widow. All these movies bombed, causing huge losses for their respective studios. Superhero movies have become generic and regular for audiences. It's clear with the gigantic success of Barbie and Oppenheimer, casual movie-going audiences are currently into unique cinema experiences. Where they'd like to experience cinema in its more original and organic forms, superhero movies have become stale. They aren't as unique and exquisite as they used to be 15 years ago.
Kill power.
15 years ago, audiences were blown away by the cinematic experience of Iron Man 1 and the Avengers movies, but today, we've seen the Avengers movies, we've seen Captain America save the day. These CGI-filled movies have lost their originality and their essence, thanks to Marvel Studios and other movie studios saturating the superhero comic book cinema market. I mean, you could have top-notch superhero cinema experience at home. Simple switch on Amazon Prime Video, watch The Boys or Invincible. Heck, those TV shows provide a better experience than Marvel or DC at this point. Shows like The Boys and Invincible, or even The Umbrella Academy on Netflix, these shows can go places where family-friendly Disney or DC could never go. You can't have Homelander in the MCU jerking off to Black Widow's jugs. No, sir.
I don't make mistakes. I'm not just like the rest of you. I'm stronger. I'm smarter. I'm better. I am better!
Marvel movies have become stale and repetitive. I mean, tell me, when is the last time you got to see an original idea in any of these Marvel movies? Heck, Marvel even hired Rick and Morty writers to bring the time-traveling Kong the Conqueror to life in their Ant-Man Quantumania movie. Rick and Morty writers did nothing other than recreating the Council of Ricks, lame and blunt. These Marvel movies are no longer the event cinema experience they used to be. Marvel also saturated the superhero market with their Disney Plus TV shows and specials. Disney trained their audience to sit at home and watch Marvel content, thereby creating a habit for MCU fans to sit at home and enjoy MCU content. This alone destroyed the theatrical experience that MCU movies used to be. Now, with Disney's own failure has caused them billions, like a snake biting its own tail. A generation of MCU audience have been trained to wait until the next MCU content comes on their streaming platform Disney Plus. The same quality and budget as those TV shows and movies on Netflix and Amazon Prime Video. Disney can't even claim that their shows and Marvel movies are big budget, since the Lord of the Rings spin-off, aka spiritual prequel The Rings of Power, cost about $1 billion to make. Meanwhile, an average Marvel movie would cost only $100 to $200 million to make. The Marvels cost about $200 to $300 million to make, yet the movie only grossed back $100 million. Worse than Black Adam or The Flash from DC. Why did the film bomb so bad? Well, let's examine the Marvel's movie. The film doesn't have any major Avengers members, no Iron Man, no Captain America, no Thor. The film had everybody's favorite actress Brie Larson playing Captain Marvel. Oh yes, the woman who loves white men, or white dudes, as she would lovingly refer to them as. The biggest demographic who consumes Disney and Marvel products.
On top of all of this, am I saying that I hate white dudes? No, I'm not. Other people besides white dudes like Star Wars and would love the opportunity to do a set visit. And I'm also saying I don't hate white dudes. I'm just saying I do not need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work for him about A Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for him. I don't hate white dudes.
Will you shut up, man? Listen,
Brie Larson, the Oscar winner, is known for her brilliant and deep performance as Carol Danvers, a pilot part of the U.S. Air Force. Her solo movie Captain Marvel was well received by critics and audiences. Apart from Iron Man, she is the most liked character, and the actor who plays the brilliant Captain Marvel, Brie Larson, is loved across all platforms: YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. She's loved mostly by white men due to her treating them in multiple platforms with great respect. You know, like the saying goes, give respect and take respect. Not just Brie Larson, but the Marvels also has Ms. Marvel, a Spider-Man-like character played by one of the most likable young actresses, Iman Vellani. She carries the Ms. Marvel character with grace and maturity, similar to Tom Holland's performance as the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. The Ms. Marvel TV show is one of the highest watched TV shows in the entire world across all streaming platforms, from old people to Gen Z. Ms. Marvel show is well known and loved by all demographics. Blacks, whites, Pakistanis, everybody. Ms. Marvel show dealt with important themes like having a Muslim girl and a coming-of-age stories, a show where she's being pursued by 3 or 4 hot young men. And she's in love with all of them. She also briefly time travels to 1940s Pakistan during the India-Pakistan partition. The show also had her well-liked mature parents and family members who care about her so much, nothing like DC's Blue Beetle, where an authentic South American teenage boy finds a gobber that grants his powers. He's overtly loved by his family, and he has to fight his villains who have very similar powers as him. The Marvels also has Photon in the lead, a black, diverse, strong female character from WandaVision TV show. She got her powers from the weird storyline where Wanda cast a spell on some town that she terrorized. She took over the town and its people without their knowledge, turning herself into a full-blown terrorist. Anyways, Monica Rambeau got her weird powers from Wanda's magic. Don't ask me how that works because I don't know. The Marvels movie has all 3 lovely ladies, along with Nick Fury as a sidekick again, just like Captain Marvel 1 or Spider-Man 2 or Iron Man 2 or Captain America 2. Same, not different, just same.
Same, but different. But still same.
The plot of the movie revolves around Dar-Benn, a Kree army general of sorts who'd like to restore her home Kree planet, who uses magic bracelets to borrow essential minerals from around the universe. The Marvel's main leads also switch places when they use their powers. How do they do that? I don't know. Some weird form of magic. Ms. Marvel calls the team as the Marvels. Nick Fury and Monica Rambeau finds Kamala Khan's home back on Earth. They try to add her to their team. Oh yes, adding a teenager into their superhero team, inspired by Batman and Tony Stark, I see. Anyways, the trio get together to stop the evil Kree woman who wants to restore her planet by stealing Earth's sun. Oh yes, like GRU from the Despicable movies stealing the moon. Anyways, the Marvel stops Dar-Benn by supercharging Photon, aka Captain Monica Rambeau, like that old Fantastic Four movie where Chris Evans gains all their powers to beat Dr. Doom. Monica later ends up in another alternative universe where she meets Beast from Fox X-Men movies, similar to Spider-Man 3 where Andrew and Tobey fell into Earth 616, the main MCU timeline. You see, the story here is something we have seen a billion times before: super evil villain who wants to turn Earth and its resources to rebuild her fallen world. Man of Steel and the Transformers movies have done this 1,000 times. The movie also had a skybeam. What is this 2012? The only uniqueness the Marvels has is the slapstick person swapping. When Monica uses her powers, she swaps her place with Ms. Marvel and Captain Marvel. That's the only unique factor here. But even that gets tiring as the film continues for almost 2 hours of runtime. The Marvels does have some humor, you know, the classic MCU slapstick humor, harmless, powerless MCU humor. Iman Vellani tried her best to pretend to be a teenager fangirling over Captain Marvel and Nick Fury, but that could last only so long before it becomes repetitive. We've already seen Spider-Man do the same around Tony Stark. In my humble opinion, the film had a weak storyline. The movie is a direct sequel to the first Captain Marvel movie. I believe Marvel and Disney knew that Brie Larson couldn't carry a film on her own, as she has been racing towards becoming the least likable actor in whole of Hollywood. Competing with Snow White's Rachel Zegler, these two clowns are so unlikable that even women audiences are turning against them and hoping for their downfall.
I'm going to stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess. I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
It is certain Disney and Marvel are aware of how much ordinary people hate these rich Hollywood privileged self-centered actresses, so they tried to soften the hate using other MCU characters. Now naturally that didn't help at all thanks to the writers and filmmakers who made this forgettable movie. Along with superhero fatigue that has cost Disney and Marvel another flop garbage movie. Good job, Kevin Feige. The Marvels movie, like all other Disney and Marvel woke flops, are due to racism, sexism, and misogyny. That's what is causing these female-led movies to flop. Now that's how Disney and Marvel would like to spin this around. However, as we've discussed, it's the horrible, mediocre screenplay and annoying actors and terrible one-dimensional characters that's causing casualties at the box office. No matter how many years go by and how many movies flop until and unless Disney and other Hollywood companies invest in quality filmmakers to build original and engaging content, nothing would change. Let's see how long these clowns would blame men and the invisible patriarchy for all their shortcomings.
Why was she up there all this time?